Today, I'm going to show you how to master dirty air in the brand new Formula 1 game F1 2025. Whether you're league racing, doing career mode, or just 5-lappers online, this guide will help you attack, defend, and ultimately win races along the way. This will be taking place on Spain Catalonia today, as it's one of the most difficult tracks to overtake on in the new Formula 1 game, and it has a good varied amount of corners that I can show you these techniques that I deploy within my own racing to maximise my capabilities of getting good results and maybe even winning in that race. So, dirty air has been increased massively from F1 2024 to F1 2025, and in a high-speed corner like this one here in Spain, if you are entering the corner underneath 2 tenths away from the car ahead, you're going to be suffering from massive understeer from the dirty air, taking downforce away from your car, much like it would do in real life. In lower speed corners, you can get closer like this one, but the rear of the car will be suffering from traction loss for the same reason as you're losing grip in the high speed corners, like this one for example. You can see we get in the dirty air of Lando, and we then start understeering off the circuit. As the closer we get to the car ahead, the less downforce we have to utilize from the aerodynamics of the car. So how can we play that? First of all, let's speak about how to avoid dirty air as we're in turn 3. Well, you can see we're close to Lando right now, so we go wide here and we spend a lot of the corner away from his dirty air. Let's go over that in the replay mode as well. You can see up ahead, let me just turn off the HUD there so you can see it more clearly. We know that we're very close to Lando, so we go away from his car and spend the whole corner outside of the dirty air of the rear wing that he's using, you know. So that gives us a unique opportunity to get away from the dirty air and stay closer to him in the corner than we would have been if we decided to follow the normal racing line. The same on the exit here, we're just spending time getting away from his rear wing, and then clean air will be flowing over our car. Some corners we can't do it, or it's not faster to do it anyway, such as that one and this one as well. We just have to follow station, and you can see the understeer of the car once again coming through. Very similar here, you can't get away from the racing line here, and you kind of just need to suck it up and then be lifting the throttle to adapt to the grip level. But here, you can see we are going to be adapting our traction line and going tight on the exit here to get a better grip. And then also we can run wide here and then open up a better exit and switching underneath the dirty air. Think of it like this invisible sort of force coming off the back of his car, and that's what we're trying desperately to be avoiding. So again, going over that in the replay mode, you can see we made a small rear lock up in the entry, that's fine, but then on the exit we immediately get away from his dirty air. We push the car wide to go away from the dirty air of his car and then cut back underneath on the exit, maximizing the time that we can have the clean, fresh air coming into our car and giving us maximum downforce. Again, you can't really avoid it on the final corner, and that is something that you're just going to have to learn to live with in those situations. As a rule of thumb, try to enter those corners, the high-speed corners especially, about 4 tenths behind the car ahead, as that will give you a good downforce on your car. If you enter like 2 tenths, like for example here, you can see, oh, the AI going quite slowly, but underneath 2 tenths, we're having big snaps of oversteer, and that pushes us wide. Of course, the exaggerated oversteer afterwards because it was off the track. But you can see, again, as we're underneath 2 tenths from the Lawson here, we are just understeering and then not having any traction in the car to be topping that off. Whereas when we're 4 tenths away, yes, there's some traction loss, but it's not that dramatic, and you can really hold station and keep the advantage or disadvantage to the car ahead or behind at a very neutral state. Something that's worth adding is AI seemingly are not affected by dirty air, by the way. So in career mode, you'll see them running much closer to each other than you can ever run to them. You can see here, if we take the normal line and we're underneath 2 tenths at the middle point of the corner, of course, we fell away on the exit because of a slow corner. But then it just causes the car to oversteer, slide, overheat the tyres, and then you are going to be losing further grip from that point onwards. Let's take a look at the tyre. Wow, okay, that was a bit of dirty air there. That was in the gravel. You can see already the tyres are up to 25 degrees and the rear left is 109, and that is not helped by the fact we spent the time in dirty air sliding around. Okay, let's close up to the back of Liam Lawson, and the rear tyres are not happy at the moment. So yes, to go over that first rule in this video, try to spend the maximum time away from dirty air that you possibly can. In a high-speed corner, do not go underneath 3 tenths of the car ahead if you can help it. And if you are going to go underneath 3 tenths of the car ahead, then be ready to lift the throttle and to be doing a slow in, fast out technique. What we're going to try and show you an example of in the final corner here in Catalonia at the end of this lap. So we just need to close into the back of Mr. Liam Lawson, use a bit more battery to close into him, move the brake bars forward because of course the car is starting to slide around a little bit too much for my liking, and then here again. Okay, now we're getting much closer, we're much nicer in his dirty air. We're going to show the example in the final corner that we're going to be close to him, and then we're going to lift the throttle, so use it all the way up here, overtake button to get as close as possible. And what we're going to do here is try to get out of dirty air on the inside, lift the throttle, and then we'll have a solid exit. If you push the car too fast on the entry, then you're going to be losing a lot of grip on the exit. So we're going to show you an example of that. We're going to be doing a flashback here, but we're going to do a fast in, slow out technique. Well, we didn't even get there, to be honest. Okay, that's a bit embarrassing. My apologies. Let's do that one more time. Well, hopefully it's just one more time anyway. Now, using the overtake button, get as close as possible, but we're not going to anticipate for dirty air. And as you're going to see, we tried to take the corner flat, and it just meant as soon as we got into the dirty air of Mr. Liam Lawson, then it meant the car washed out. Just taking a little look over that again, you can see going through this a little bit frame by frame. While we are not in the dirty air of the car ahead, we have good grip, even to the point that we turn in slightly too early. And then the second we understeer here and catch the dirty air of the car ahead, it just understeers us off the circuit, and we have no grip, and we are playing in the kiddie litter on the outside of the circuit. Not ideal for lap time or to be keeping the car clean, in fact. So that is a overall guide on attacking and how to be using the dirty air in the way that you want to stay as close as possible to the car ahead. You can also use it in a slightly different way as well. If you know that the car ahead is going to have dirty air from going side by side, you can actually find yourself around the outside of them and be picking up momentum in this example. So of course, AI don't really suffer from dirty air, so I'm just going to have to sort of improvise and show you a bit of an example here. But if I know the car ahead is going to be suffering from dirty air, I can tuck really tight underneath them, get away from the dirty air, and gain momentum on the two of them. And this is going to be allowing me to be getting the advantage. Very similar to... Oh, big traction loss. Again, just showing how extreme the dirty air is on these tyres that are degrading very quickly with the softs around Spain. Another thing you can really do to your advantage, if you know the car ahead is close to the car ahead of them in a high-speed corner, what you can do is be lifting the throttle early, because you know that they're going to get catastrophic understeer. You can be lifting the throttle early and going super slow in and get super fast on the exit. Remember, overtaking is more about momentum gained than overall speed throughout the corner. So if you can go through the corner, have a slow in, fast out approach, maximize your exit, like here, you can see once the dirty air kicked in, that was pretty much on the limit, then you can have a good momentum to try and attack the car ahead. So be aware, if the car ahead is very close to the car ahead of them, you're going to have a unique opportunity to be overtaking them if they fall to the mistake of following the car ahead of them too closely in a high-speed corner. Look for the advantage, look for the momentum, and soon the opportunity will open itself. Now, speaking about defending with the dirty air, of course the AI do not have the dirty air, so I'm going to have to improvise a little bit here as well, so bear with me. But if you want to be defending with the dirty air, first of all, what you want to be doing is going fast as possible, as this is going to be lowering the chance of the car ahead even having the opportunity to be near you. But if you really want to be tactical and you really want to be smart about this, you can kind of do what Fernando Alonso does in real life. So Fernando Alonso, ironically, is actually ahead of us. Good example there. So what Fernando does is he understands what corners are threats for the cars behind to be attacking him or not. And if he understands what corners he needs to go fast in and what corners he can be saving his battery or saving his tyres in, as we're understeering wide a little bit there, of course dirty air wasn't their fault, it was a skill issue on this occasion. So for example, the final corner he knows he has to go quick on because there's a lot of DRS down the pit straight, and meaning that the cars can have a good opportunity to be attacking him down into turn 1. Whereas when you get into the middle sector of Spain, you can see we don't have much grip, we don't have much battery anymore. So once we get to turn 4 here, we know that the dirty air is so big that you can start taking it easy in these corners, turn off the battery, and then just be looking to be maximizing your tire saving, maximize your battery saving as well. You can see going very slowly here, and the AI are not able to get close enough to us to make an opportunity to attack. And the very same through here. You can see, even with a small mistake on my behalf, and then running up through the hill, we don't have to go full pace through here, because you can see the dirty air means that they're not able to get close enough. So we've been doing a full middle sector of saving tires and saving battery, meaning that we can deploy that battery and deploy these tires that we once saved in the final sector to build up the advantage before the long pit straight. As you can see now, we have got 6 attempts to either Kajar. We've got one more corner to operate before we can call this test fully accurate. There we go. Now onto the pit straight. Using the battery that we saved, he's too far behind now. He's 6 attempts away, and he's not in the opportunity to be attacking us. In fact, he's getting attacked by Carlos Sainz instead. So, to run over that defending rule of thumb, first of all, if you can be fast enough that you do not actually need to defend, of course, win-win. That's lovely jubbly, the way to do it. But as we're going to go over here with Carlos Sainz one more time, then if you are in a position that they are constantly too close to you for you to pull away, and you have got not a position to gain ahead of you, then you can focus on slowing down in certain parts of the circuit to be saving your tyres, saving your battery, and thus meaning that they can't attack you in these corners, and then you could be building up your advantage to be having the advantage anyway on the pit straight. So you can see, turning off the battery, saving the tyre in the middle sector, and Carlos Sainz can't get close enough to us to be mounting his attack. So, that's how to be mastering dirty air on F1 2025. One more time in the dirty air for the final corner, for the fun of it, and just see how bad dirty air is on worn tyres, as we're now going to be going through. Don't spin like earlier, please. You can see we can't even make that corner properly anymore, and now try to keep it flat. And you can see we are just all the way off the circuit, no chance at all, didn't get a track limit warning, so win-win, sound of the pound. But hopefully this video has been informative, helpful to you, and can allow you to be enjoying F1 2025 even more. Oh my god, we've made contact with 3 cars. Unlucky son. Anyway, back to the outro. Hopefully this guide can help you enjoy F1 2025 even more and be gaining unique advantages to your opponents, whether that is the AI opponent or your league racing opponents, or even friends in 5-lap open lobbies as well. With all that being said, I've been Brendon Leigh, and I'll catch you in the next video. Grazie, ciao ciao, bye bye.